Welcome, everybody. Give me just a few seconds to share this transmission. We will get started shortly, and we're going to be opening up to just sharing some of the frequencies that are coming through. I'll give you guys an update, and I do have a bit of maybe a new structure that I am going to be playing with. And so we're going to be diving into a few different topics that I have been navigating myself, that I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there's so many people also going through so many different shifts and so many different changes. And so we're going to be opening up to a little bit of everything. Our world, our body. I'm gonna throw the body, physical sensations into the energy world. Um, we'll go into our family. We'll go into relationships. We'll go into kids, parenting. We'll go into abundance, money, business. We'll go into a little bit of everything in just a few moments. So give me a second. Oops. All right. It is a beautiful, cloudy day. Here where I am, I'm in the heart of Texas, visiting and going with the flow with everything. So let me share it. One more. All right. Hi, beautiful. I hadn't actually gone outside. So we got here a couple days ago, and it's been this beautiful flow. So my sister has cats, and I hadn't been outside. So now that I'm outside, they're coming to say hi. So you'll be also receiving this wonderful, beautiful cat energy and powerful blue hue frequencies as well. I am probably going to keep this to maybe an hour or so. I don't know how much laptop will last. I do have some things that I need to prepare as well. But I wanted to come here and share with you guys, expand as well as much as we can into all of these different things, all of these different subjects. You guys are welcome to also chat. I will be checking the chat, and you're probably going to see my comment in a moment, depending on where you're. Actually, no, I believe everyone, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, you'll see my comment. So happy, we just crossed through the 20th of the month. Excuse me. The sneezies. We went through powerful portal on, it's actually to 11. November is also huge that we go through so many different things. But we have the 19th, we have the 20th, and then we have the 22. Happy 24th. Um, we are just a month away from another big portal, and just less than a month away from solstice. And everything right now is a huge preparation for solstice. We are moving into that big energy, huge passageway, huge portal that will just kind of catapult us into this incoming new linear year that is pretty big. Every year is big, though. Every single year is big. Everything that we open up to is so big, bold, and powerful. And I'll talk a little bit about how I felt. We'll talk into the energy world as we start to feel it physically. There was a lot of movement in like the upper area of the body just a few days ago. For me, everyone is different. However, we are feeling a lot of things in the body. So just know that if you're feeling a lot of energy moving, a lot of emotions moving, a lot of different sensations, know that this is normal. We are kind of in this window that widens. What does that mean? Yeah, you're going to be receiving a lot more light. What happens with more light? Deeper clearings, deeper cleansings, deeper alignments, deeper expansion points. Okay. Expansion comes with a lot of different sensations in the body. So you'll be feeling different things. You will be feeling sensations of pain. And that is normal. I want to remind you guys of that. So for me, it was a lot of this upper area, upper head, the head, the forehead, the cheekbones. No, are these the cheekbones? Cheekbones, and then the teeth. There's a lot of movement. There was a lot of energy for me, a lot of sensations, a lot of energy. Expansion, because there is a sensation of pain, and with that comes expansion. So this area was expanding, all of this area was expanding in a very big way, in a way that I haven't quite felt before. And I was traveling, so that was interesting. And I also had my period going on as well, so it was a lot of womb cleansing, a lot of resting as well. And so if you are feeling sensations of similar things, if you're feeling a lot in the body, if you're feeling a lot of emotions as well, know that it is normal and that we will continue to feel a lot of things. And I just want to remind you that this is part of the process. We're going from not feeling a lot to feeling so many things that can be a bit of too much, a bit overwhelming. However, breathe, open yourself up to absolutely everything. Um, my laptop is actually gonna need some more battery. So I might just be here for not that long. However, we will go with the flow. Probably be just perfect. um, for those of you that are in the US, we do have a big celebration coming up. And so being with um, new energies, different energies, right? Being with more people, new people than normal is also um, is obviously normal because of the holidays, holy days, um, and it's also a big activation. It's a big activation. Everyone gets activated through or during these periods during the holiday season. Everyone gets activated. Absolutely everyone. It is part of the process. And I want to open you up to remember that. I want to open you up to going with the flow and allowing yourself the opportunity to have what you need so that your body, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your energetic body can feel supported during this time. Okay, so allowing yourself to have the nervous system support. Nervous system support will always be a humongous thing, whether it's essential oil, whether it's an actual supplement, an actual tea. Um, I always mention ashwagandha and shizandra are so good for nervous system. However, those aren't the only ones. You want to open up and see what is what works for you the best. What is your body guiding you to? Um, for to physically take. Um, and then opening up to the scents and the sounds. What sounds will calm you, or what sounds you may need to not be around so much. One of the things that I also do is I use earplugs. So I actually don't have, I do have to buy some because I do need some. Using earplugs will actually support your body so that it's not uh, listening so strongly to all of these different sounds, to all of these different, um, I'm going to say disruptions, interruptions, because it's a very noisy world, right? And it gets a little bit noisier when you have a lot of people around. And so allowing your body the opportunity to not be so bombarded. Um, allowing your body the opportunity to be more relaxed by not by allowing your body to not be bombarded with so many noises. So um, allowing yourself that, trying playing with these different things. The earplugs have been huge for me, especially when I am around a lot of people, a lot of noise. And I usually just do one because sometimes if I use it on both ears, it'll be like sometimes not I'm not able to hear um too well what other people are telling me. So normally just use one. Um but sounds, the biggest thing about all of this is that when you are in those moments where it's just you when you're by yourself, allowing those to be the moments where you reset, where you breathe consciously, where you are listening to sounds that relax, where you are also moving your body. And this is such a huge one because so many people are going through all of these different activations that bring through anxiety. Anxiety is an energy of release and it's an energy of movement. Okay. So I've been also feeling this myself. And so I'll be um, in my room by myself, opening myself up, going through different kinds of movement, different tapping my body in different ways, in different parts of the body, so that I allow more movement, because the movement right now is so huge and so important, so that your body opens up and starts to release all of these different emotions, all of these different fears, all of these different um, sensations of overwhelm. You want to work through those right now. You want to release those right now, instead of waiting for your body, instead of calming your body in a way that when you are in those environments and when you are in these um, moments and realities where there's a lot of people, everything just comes and everything gets activated, and it's a little bit harder for your body to flow with it because you're not used to it. And so allowing a lot of movement right now is so crucial and it's so important. And I want to give you guys it's like giving you guys the heads up, reminding you guys to do this, reminding you guys to work, to be, to breathe, to move. This is why I'm moving so much, because there's so much energy right now. Light brings through a lot of movement. Okay. Our comfort zone is just sit and don't move and be like stagnant, be like a statue. And energetically, we've been doing that for a really long time, for too long of a time, which is part of the reason why we're having somewhat of a tough time sometimes when all of these different energies get activated, because we're not used to this kind of movement. We just really are not. The mental movement, the emotional movement, the cellular movement, and the energetic movement is so much right now. And so allowing yourself the opportunity to move, allowing yourself the opportunity to breathe, allowing yourself the opportunity to shake it off right now, in those moments where you are, in your own space, in your own reality, so that your body can acclimate to that. As your body continues to acclimate to that, you are going to be much more open and expanded when you are around more people, when you are in all of these different scenarios and all of these different places and realities where there's a lot of physical movement, when there's a lot of people around you. Okay, so we have, I don't know, 2 days, technically 3 days, before some of us are in those realities and environments where we are around a lot of people and we have a lot of family around. And so giving yourself the opportunity, the energy, and the space to move mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically, so that your body opens up more, so that you are able to release more of what needs to be released in a space where you can move and yell and scream and jump, right? Not to say that you won't be able to do that when there's a lot of people. I mean, you can always excuse yourself and just finish a little podcast with a group of healers, a group of light beings, and we were talking about some of our tips for the holy days. Um, excusing yourself, allowing yourself the space and the opportunity, or allowing yourself the opportunity to be in your space, going to the bathroom, going outside, taking a deep, fresh breath of fresh air, so that you can allow your body to recalibrate, so that you can allow your body the opportunity to be more open and more expanded. Because technically, what happens, and I'll go into a little bit of like the family dynamics, the parenting, the kid dynamic. What tends to happen, what we tend to do is we actually tend to do the opposite of what we need to do. However, this is a process. When we're around other people, and especially when we're around a lot of people, we tend to close up. We tend to kind of shrink. We tend to do different things. And we use the word protection. And I want to open you up as well to that energy, because it closes you. And when something is closed, when you are closed, we tend to think or perceive that we're safe because nothing's coming in. But what we tend to forget is that our light isn't also able to come in as much as it needs to. So we feel like we're a little safe in this bubble of protection. However, our light, we're closing ourselves up to our light, which is our soul. And that makes us smaller. So it kind of plays with our mind, making us think that we're smaller and we're weak and we're powerless. And so one of the biggest things as we open ourselves up this week is to allow yourself the opportunity to open up, so that you can allow more light to come in, so that you can allow more light to enter into your body, which is one of the biggest things and one of the most important things for each and every single one of us. Opening up so that you receive more light, opening up to allow more light, open yourself up so that you can be more supported, more loved, so that you can receive more guidance, so that you can receive more clarity, so that you can receive more of this tender love that you need to be anchored in as you interact with more people, as you come into contact with more people. And so what happens is you allow your energy body to expand, you allow your light to get bigger, to get brighter, and to get stronger. And your light is everything. So at that point, you are much more able to go with the flow. You're much more able to breathe. You're much more able to feel supported, anchored. Anchored is this grounding in your body. And the more you feel grounded in your body, anchored into your body, the more you stabilize whatever energy, whatever emotion, whatever thought, whatever aspect of yourself that will get activated in these moments, in these realities, when we come into contact with a lot of people. So one of the biggest things also to remember is that when you come into contact with more family, with people that you normally are not around, it serves as a huge activation for you and for them as well. And I'm just using that word to make a point. because we're all activating one another. We are all here to activate. Sometimes we go into the triggering. Triggering is more of our ego separation gets triggered. But at a soul level, we are activating one another. And these moments in time and these moments when we come together with other people, with family, with a lot of kids, right? We come into a space, like we're sharing a space. And in that space, guess what? We receive more activations. We receive more of our light. Okay. When we receive more of our light, we open up, we remember more, we awaken more. All of these things happen. And so just know that the activation happens. The activations will happen. Okay. Now, it's going to be up to each and every single person how they move and how they flow with that activation. So, days later, weeks later, even months later, you may start to see that. Okay, they may start to feel it maybe a lot sooner than that, but if you're not in that immediate contact with them, then maybe you won't see it until much later. However, this isn't to say that like it's not happening, because I can assure you it is happening. But part of what happens, part of the beauty and the magic of this is that when we come together and we bring together this light, and everyone is also receiving this light, and then holidays end and we go back to homes, to our realities, that's part of the process that everybody needs, right? Everybody needs to go back, and the body needs a different linear time frames to process. And I feel like we sometimes forget that there it's just like food. When we eat, there's a process, right? The food goes through all of these different organs in order for your body to process food. It's not instantaneous just yet. However, I am even in my reality, I'm noticing that food does get processed so much faster. However, there's still a process to allow, there's still a process to honor. And so allowing, you know what? I don't know if I'm seeing comments. If you are here, you are welcome to say hi so that I can check and see if I'm receiving things. If I'm receiving comments. I do want to make also share that I won't be here for too long because the laptop is and it's not charging. It's not charged right now. So maybe this is just me, a transmission for me. There's a process. Everything is a process. We go through an activation. We go into this, setting intentions, right? Whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our relationships, health area, or in our health. We set intentions in our business. We set intentions in our world of physical, financial abundance, aka money. And our mind sometimes forgets, I know, that there's a process. There is a process that our bodies have to go through in order to clear the way, in order to realign frequencies, in order to dissolve and allow a reemergence of the aspect of yourself that is going to be able to experience that. Okay. So we set the intention, we go through these activations in these moments where we all come together. But then there's a moment, there's a phase where we have to process all of these different things. We have to process, the body has to process everything. The body has to process thoughts, emotions, realities, things we see, right? Things we hear. And it doesn't matter how long. Sometimes it's just hours, sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes weeks. Just depends on where we are, depends on what the body needs, so on and so forth. But for the most part, we do have to allow ourselves to then just go back to our own space, go back to our homes, go back to our realities, so that our bodies are able to process all of that. Allow yourself to continue to be with you, continue to be with your energy, continue to be with your body. Okay, we don't sit there and be like, okay, well, how is this person doing, or what is she, what are they going through? They're going to go through what they are allowing. We all have to continually refocus, shift our focus to ourselves, to what we're going through, to what we're feeling, to what we're sensing in our bodies. We're no longer in that, let me focus on everybody else first. We're in the age of, let's check on ourselves first, because we are a priority right now. In fact, we are becoming our sole priority, and that we have to check on ourselves first, so that we can allow more light in, so that we can bring ourselves into a much more open space, so that we can be in this much more anchored space inside. And then we're able to navigate life. We're able to navigate our realities with other people much, 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 much better. So taking a moment to recognize and to remember that everything that will be activated in you, in your family members, in your friends, is supporting them. Okay, we have programmed this body to only think that, if someone's going through this, or if someone is feeling like this, or if someone is in this energy, it's good or bad. And we have to continually open up to everything supports. It's only your linear mind that separates the good from the bad. It's your linear mind perception that lives through this dualistic, the dual perceptions. And as you continue to open up, as you continue to expand, you are going to start to see that everything supports, because everything is an activation. And everything that activates in you is a door that opens. It's a window that opens. It's a channel where you get to receive more. And right now we're breaking out of that programming of focusing so much outside, giving our attention so much to the external or to other people. And we're bringing back our focus to ourselves, so that we can receive more of everything that we've been lacking. We're in the area that everything flips. everything switches, everything turns upside down, so that we can start to remember that everything comes from the inside out. And we've been living so long in this reality and through these perceptions that say, I have to focus on the external first, which is why everything is out of balance, which is why everything's been so out of whack, which is why everything is crumbling right now and everything is collapsing right now. And so allowing yourself the opportunity to flip it back to, this is an inside job. This is about me coming back to myself. This is about me focusing on myself first. Because when I do that, and as I continue to honor myself more and in a deeper way, my reality, my relationships, my family, my business, and my physical abundance starts to align, starts to realign, starts to get upgraded. Your whole reality starts to change, and you're going to start to see much more magic, much more beauty, much more support in every area of your life. It's just really how that works. And if you notice yourself going back to an old pattern, or if you notice yourself kind of shrinking, going back, closing and protecting yourself, it's okay. The biggest thing is for you to recognize and allow yourself to say, oh, this is where I am. Okay, I am much more conscious of what I'm doing right now, because we weren't even conscious of that before. And now we're much more conscious to recognizing all of these different patterns, all of these different things that we used to do, so that we can come and be more present with that. When you start to realize, okay, this is where I am, this is what's going on, okay, just be, just breathe, come back to conscious breathing, come back to conscious light breathing, so that you can come back into your body. Coming back into your body is one of the biggest, will always be one of the biggest keys, because we have not been fully in our bodies. When we're not fully in our bodies, everything gets destabilized, everything gets unbalanced. Every area of our lives, every area of our lives has been in this very unstable place. Why? Because we ourselves have been for a really, really long time. And so coming back into the body, breathing light into the body, being more present with absolutely everything that comes through for you, is you gifting yourself back with the biggest key and the biggest gift that you can gift yourself. Everything happens after that. Everything starts to open after that. So, my laptop is saying that needs to be connected. So, probably be best for me to close it up right now. Thank you for being here. If you like more support, if you'd like to join my next classes this week, I did put the link in the description of the video so that you can receive the notification and so that you can join us. So sorry, thought I was going to be able to stay here a little bit longer, but I'm not. So I'm going to finish up here. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you guys soon.